So this is in response to voice thread number 1. Thus, I am researching on the ASCH and its credibility in hypnosis certification. The minimum required education for the ASCH is a master's degree in a healthcare discipline, or a discipline that's considered appropriate by the society to equate to a healthcare discipline. So that's psychology, dentistry, which I found interesting, medicine, surgery, etc. The legal requirements in Florida for training and certification is simply that it's unlawful for any person to engage in the practice of hypnosis for therapeutic purposes unless it's by a practitioner of the healing arts, which equates to the healthcare discipline as stated on the ASCH website as well, like medicine, surgery, psychology. So thus I believe that the program is credible, seeing as it does follow these semi-brief guidelines, but it's especially credible because due to the fact that the person who wants a certificate must be a practitioner in their health field, and not just anyone. It has to be someone who's in the health field. And however, some questionable areas on credibility would be when they state whatever's deemed appropriate by the ASCH society, which is an independent society away from the government, away from any sort of full regulation. So it can be whatever the society deems is credible enough. And that could really be anybody that they deem credible enough. But supportive-wise, I believe that they know what they're talking about for the most part. But it's just a questionable thing to think about, if that makes sense. So I do agree with the legal standards that Florida has for becoming a hypnotherapist. However, I do think that there should be definitely more requirements, like the other states that have like a list of actual requirements to follow, rather than just a brief description of what hypnotherapy is and who can practice it, and who can't. Especially since there is still a loophole due to the fact that there's no like direct definition of therapeutic hypnosis. So in business-wise in Florida, and taxing. So overall, the program does meet the requirements to be certified in Florida. But I think in general, with these certification programs, I think that the ASCH is definitely a good and credible source to get this certificate, but I also believe that it's very, very important for it to be fully regulated, and fully looked at for the requirements to be at a high standard, due to the fact that there are dangers to hypnotherapy in general, from just hypnotherapy as a practice in general, as well as if the wrong person is doing hypnotherapy. A danger in hypnotherapy that has been explained in the book by Kaufman and Kaufman, as well as the uses and abuses of hypnosis by the Human Givens Institute and Hypnotherapy and Depression on Healthline.com. They both state that an important danger is that it has the potential to create false memories, which are confabulations, and that can lead to a danger in many different ways. Can lead to false diagnoses, or just a lot of false things and false problems that a person might develop due to these false memories, among other things. And I definitely think it's very important to make sure that these are credible certification programs rather than not. But I definitely think that the ASCH is a very credible one, especially due to the amount of hours and works that has to go into getting that certificate. Like independent study, 2 years of independent study, 20 hours of individual work in ASCH approved consultant workshop training. So I think that it's definitely not just like anybody can get it. It's definitely like you have to meet these requirements to be credible enough for you to get this certificate.